この間ヒーライトの講演を頼まれて、なんで私糸専門なのにヒーライトの講演頼まれてるんだろうって話なんだけど、開発者のグレン先生っていう人がいらっしゃって、グレン先生ともお話しする機会がそういう風にあったから、臨床的にじゃあどういう風に私たち治っていくんだろうっていうのをやっと調査したのね。この動画の前になるか後になるか分かんないんだけど、開発者のグレン先生との対談もさせていただいたので、楽しみにしててください。こんにちは、医療法人敬愛会理事長の吉田由佳です。今日は、いつも六本木院で撮影してるんですけど、大阪の四ツ橋に来ました。
我々撮影部隊も今日は大阪に出張しております、ということで今日はなんで四ツ橋院に集まったんですか？
今日はですね、ちょっとスペシャルゲストをお呼びしたというか、来ていただいたことでみんな集まってもらってます。
じゃあそんなスペシャルゲスト、誰ですか？
我々ですごく人気なヒーライトっていう機械があるんですけど、その開発者のグレン先生に来ていただくことになっております。めっちゃ緊張してます。
今回、インタビューに答えていただけるということで。
そうなのよ。英語ちょっと大丈夫かな。グレン先生とインタビュー動画になると思います。
こんな貴重な機会なかなかないと思うので、皆さんにヒーライトの魅力を知っていただけるように頑張ってもらいたいと思います。
グレン先生が来てくださるっていうことだけでもすごいスペシャルなことだけど、こうやってインタビューさせていただいて動画に収めさせていただけるってもっと貴重なことかなと思うので、頑張っていきたいと思います。先生、今日は本当にありがとうございます。来ていただいて、私たちのクリニックに。はい。
ありがとう。本当に私がハッピーですよ。
Yeah, I'm so glad of being here with you.
I mean, I heard you are a strong supporter of what used to be Lutronic. Now Cynosure Lutronic. So thank you very much indeed. And particularly, my baby.
Your baby.
My baby, Highlight. Yes.
I have some few questions for you.
Yes, indeed.
So we are going to start. What kind of reaction and feedback did you receive when you first started development?
Right.
And also, can you tell us any behind the stories about the development?
Okay. Yes, of course. In 2011, when Highlight started on the market, LED LLLT, low-level light therapy, was still regarded as a little bit of a bête noire, black magic by many doctors. Because how can light cure wounds? How can light remove pain? How can light treat acne? Therefore, there was a lot of skepticism. But during our year of development, during that year, we worked with some of the top university hospitals in Seoul, 2 big Seoul national campuses. We worked with Yonsei.
So big.
Bundang. And they at first were, what is this, But we were paying, right?
I can imagine that.
We were paying the researchers. But as the experiments gradually started to work, then the mood shifted, and people who were at first highly skeptical became very supportive. And what helped was Omnilux, because Omnilux also is a very, very good system. It's not as good as Highlight, but it's a very good system, and it has good science, and it had some good published papers. So this is the important thing. You can wave these papers and people will read them and recognize that yes, this actually does work. Right? So I think my favorite story is one of the professors of dermatology at Yonsei. His wife had really bad arthritic shoulder pain. So I said, I can treat your wife. And he went, no. I said, you mean no, I can't treat your wife? He said, no. He said, no, it won't work. So I said, well, let me try. So I did, and within 2 months she had no pain.
Wow.
And she could move her shoulder. She had frozen shoulder, and within 2 months I had unfrozen her shoulders, and he became one of our greatest supporters.
That is a lovely story.
It's a lovely story. Yes, yes, yes. And there are several stories like that. You know, some plastic surgeons, particularly in breast reconstruction. I was taken round all these surgeons, you know, in 2011 to show off this, you know, as post-surgery.
Yes, post-surgery.
And again, many of them were, you know. But after their patients really appreciated the results and the removal of redness, the removal of edema, the prevention of hypertrophic scarring around the breast, very important, right? So these were also part of our success story. And of course they tell others, and we did some really good studies in the early years, 2011, 2012. Yeah. Because I think now Healight has the largest number of published papers on wound healing, on interesting things like radiodermatitis, controlling and healing radiodermatitis, oral mucositis after head and neck cancer surgery. You know, so I think the way that we approached it as science, not as ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, I always say, you know, the true science of LED, LLLT is Healight.
The next question. How did you consider safety and side effect when developing this?
Right, good question. Very, very important. Now, the first helpful thing is that LEDs are intrinsically much safer than laser diodes and lasers. Lasers are systems that are designed to create damage. LEDs are orders of magnitude less powerful. However, although LEDs are quasi-monochromatic, they're almost one color, at least good LEDs. I mean, that's what sets Healight and other good systems apart from the rubbish that is coming out of China. You know, they don't have a specific wavelength. They have, like the old LEDs, they have a wave band, not a wavelength. And the thing is, this makes them much safer because they're non-coherent. So the eye, even if you look directly at Healight, especially the 830 and the 633, it's very bright, right? Well, especially 633. The eye cannot focus the light to a point, whereas with laser, it focuses light to a point. So a 100 milliwatt laser could make a hole in the retina if it goes into an unaccommodated eye. Whereas Healight, I designed at 100 milliwatts per square centimeter to be below what the American National Standards Institute call the MPE, maximum permissible exposure. So in fact, although we recommend the use of goggles, it's not mandatory, and there are times when you don't want to use goggles, when you're working on you know, eye bags and dry eye, etc., etc., right? So I took all of that into consideration when designing the heads. The blue head, on the other hand, because at the blue wavelength, photons have much more energy. A photon has its own energy level, and it's measured in EV, electron volts. And at blue 415, they are 4 times more powerful than 633 and 6 times more powerful than 830, which have low photon energy. Right? So these all combined together to give a really safe product. And I have to say that in the 14 years, there has not been one case of any adverse event directly connected with Healight. Yeah. Safety is incredibly important.
Yes.
Not just for the surgeon, but for you. You know, because 830 actually reflects quite a bit from the tissue. So there is always, with laser, a big problem of diffuse reflection, not with Heal Light. Yeah.
Post-laser treatment in the Heal Light is so important for us.
So, okay, next question. What makes Heal Light unique compared to other LGD?
Okay.
Yeah.
There are a number of things. First of all, the design. Right? There are many systems now that imitate Heal Light.
Yeah.
But they don't have that elegant, they don't have that, you know, flying saucer. I always called that the flying saucer, you know, the treatment head. They don't have panels that can adjust as well, and many of them you have to loosen off and then tighten up. They don't have place and stay hinges on the articulated arm, and they look ugly. Whereas Heal Light has a small space, small footprint, and it will fit in any aesthetic clinic or spa. You know. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the safety aspect, right? The third thing is the quality of LEDs. As we get new generations of light-emitting diodes, we upgrade our LEDs. In fact, even the LEDs back in 2011, you know, Australia was the first big market for us.
Oh, wow.
And in Australia, we now have more than 3,000 Heal Lights in Australia.
3,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But of that initial batch in 2011, I know several plastic surgeons that are still using theirs every day, and we have never changed the head. So we say 5,000 hours or something for the LED life, but basically they will go on and on and on. Because the way we power our LEDs is we underpower them, so that we're not pushing too much electricity into them. And then when you look at an LED, it delivers light in two faces, from two faces. So one face faces forward, the other one faces back, and we have a little reflector that pulls that light out. But in that reflector, in certain LEDs, we have a power meter. So if the power of the LED starts to drop, then the computer puts more electricity in and restores the output. So we never lose the output that you want in intensity 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another thing. Then LEDs are not coherent. They're quasi-monochromatic and semi-coherent, right? So with a laser diode, they are also divergent, but the photons travel in straight lines, right, one after the other. So you can gather them and focus them, right? And that's how a laser pointer works. You know, with a laser pointer, you can shine here, you can shine over there, and the spot doesn't get much bigger. LEDs, that's impossible. Right? But what we can do is we can squeeze the light so that instead of this pattern on the skin, we have this pattern on the skin. So obviously more photons in the area, right? And we call that optical lens array technology. Again, that's unique.
Yes, yes.
With the 830, we use what we call photo sequencing with 590. Because during that first 1 minute, as I said, only the epidermal cells are the targets. Because quite often we neglect the epidermis. But when you or your patient looks in the mirror, they don't see the dermis. They don't see beautiful blood vessels or nice new collagen. What they see is their epidermis. And if the epidermis hasn't changed, then I call that SOE, same old epidermis. and patients are unhappy. So this makes sure that the epidermis is getting a little bit of fun, you know, a little bit of training, right? A little bit of weightlifting, right? From the inside out. And that's what also sets Highlight apart from the competitors. But the most important thing, I think, is the quality of LEDs. Yeah.
I totally agree with you because I usually use this device and it's so effective for all patients, so that's why
Good to hear that.
Yeah.
Good to hear that.
もうこれで質問終了したいと思います。
そうはいはい。
インタビュー終わりましたが、
終わったね。
実際に先生インタビューを終えて、
めっちゃ緊張した。めっちゃ緊張したけど、すごいいい先生で、なんかサンタクロースみたいな方だったんで、本当に和やかにできたかなと思います。さらに貴重なご意見とか、そういうアドバイスもいただけたかなと思います。
ヒーライト全員に入ってますもんね。
あ、そうなのよ。四つ橋は2台入ってたり、銀座もかな、2台入ってるクリニックも多い。だからヒーライト自体はすごい私たちでよく使ってる機器にはなるんだけど、これ見たら分からないけど非接触に術後とかにも使えるし、何かいろいろなトラブルとかにも対応できる上に、シミとか赤みとかにも効くから、もう10年以上本当にしっかり使ってるっていう感じかな。全然壊れないし、さっきグレン先生も言ってたけど、もう何も壊れないんだったら買えるなみたいな話が出てたけど、本当にそうだなと思う。
今日グレン先生に来てもらったと思うんですけど、明日も
そうなのよ。明日こそ本番で、今日のグレン先生はちょっとお遊びみたいな感じだと思っていただいて、明日私もグレン先生も登壇しまして、この大阪の先生方に教育するっていうメインイベントが待っておりますので、明日の登壇の様子をちらっと皆さんにもお伝えできればいいかなと思います。では明日です。
はい、
乞うご期待。
ありがとうございます。